Hello all! In this short video, myself Ekambir and Ruchira of class 4 would be sharing our piece of robotics work on World War I and II. We sincerely thank our school BVM Global and our teachers for guiding us throughout this project. World War I impacted majority of the countries globally with a huge loss of lives and livelihood. We feel sorry for the people who lost their lives and were injured. However, we feel indebted and show our respect to those who fought to make the world a safer place to live in. World War I. World War I, also known as the First World War or the Great War, was a global war that lasted from 28th July 1914 to 11th November 1918, contemporaneously described as the war to end all wars. It led to the mobilization of more than 70 million military personnel, including 60 million Europeans, making it one of the largest wars in history. This war was fought between two groups. The two groups were Allied powers and Central powers. The Allied powers had the countries France, Italy, Russia, Romania, Japan, and United States. While the other hand, the Central powers had the countries Austria, Hungary, Ottoman Empire, Bulgaria, and Germany. At last, Allied powers won the war. India's role in World War I. It is important to know India's role in both the world wars. The Indian Army fought against the German Empire in East Africa and also on the Western Front. More than 13 lakh Indian soldiers served during World War I fighting for the Britishers. Continuing, they served in places as diverse as France and Belgium, Mesopotamia, Egypt, Gallipoli, Palestine, and Sinai. In total, at least 74,000 Indian soldiers died during the war. What was the world like after World War I? The aftermath of this war was devastating for the world both economically and socially. Millions of dead, wounded, or homeless people. Changes to society. World economy damaged. New nation states were set up. Four empires broke up.
World War II. On 1st September 1939, Germany invaded Poland after having staged several false flag border incidents as a pretext to initiate the invasion. The first German attack of the war came against the Polish defense at the Westerplatte. The United Kingdom responded with an ultimatum to Germany to cease military operations, and on 3rd September, after the ultimatum was ignored, France and Britain declared war on Germany, followed by Australia, New Zealand, South Africa and Canada. India's role in World War II. The Indian Army during World War II was one of the largest Allied forces continents which took part in the North and East African Campaign, Western Desert Campaign. At the height of the Second World War, more than 2.5 million Indian troops were fighting Axis forces around the globe. In total, at least 87,000 Indian soldiers died during the war. In India's role in World War II, the Indian Legion in Germany and Indian National Army in Japanese-controlled East Asia formed the prisoners of war belonging to the Imperial Indian Army to expatriate Indian communities were persuaded to fight against the British to secure independence. The global impact of World War II. As many as 70 million people died in the war. The cities of Europe and Asia lay in ruins. Germany, Italy, and Japan were occupied by foreign troops. The war cost $2 trillion. Conclusion. No nation could preserve its freedom in the midst of continual warfare. James Madison.
We don't think resolving to war is wise because it poses a huge loss to the society and lives. If we had one wish, only one wish, we would wish that war would stop because we all deserve to live in a peaceful environment. We would like to thank our Indian soldiers for their contributions. Jai Hind!
Hi everyone, Kritika. I and my friends Kevin, Shaurya and Manasvi have done a project regarding World War I. Now, I will tell you all about reorganization of the army post. Indian army was carefully reorganized after 1858. The proportions to Indians in the army was raised and fixed in the Bengal army and 2 to 5 in the Madras and Bombay armies. Now, I will show you my project.
Reorganization of the Army post 1857. The East Indian Company, basically the trending company which established itself as a political power in India at the year 1772. Its motto was to derive benefits out of territories rather than improvement of the lives of the people. Indian Rebellion of 1857. The annexation of Awadh, which was hoped for many sepoys, further inflamed their feelings. These were the reason which caused great resentment among the sepoys. Causes of a revolt of 1857. Doctrine of lapse. If the ruler did not have any biological heir to the throne, then the kingdom would lapse into the hands of subsidiary alliance. Indian rulers were in force. The economic causes. High taxes under new revenue police causes. An effort to convert people to Christianity. However, the followers were asked to buy of the people cartridges for the newly introduced, increased by beef and pig fat. This was against the religious beliefs of Hindu. The Indian sepoys at Barrackpur refused to use the greased cartridges. They were forced to buy the cartridges, and Mangal Pandey, a young sepoy of the regiment, gets enraged and attacks. Powered by the European soldier of the regiment, the Indian sepoys gets inspired by Mangal entire regiment. Mangal Pandey shoots himself to avoid emulating trail at the army coat. However, he survives and is put to trial. He was subsequently hanged. 85 seamen were stripped of their uniform and sentenced to 10 years of imprisonment for deheaning the orders. On the next day, the other sepoys brutally released their fellow sepoys towards Delhi and reached Red Fort in the early hours of 11th May. They persuaded Batu Shah II, the Mughal emperor, to become the leader of revolt and proclaimed him Shahenshahe Hindustan. The rebels captured the city of Delhi from British. Batu Shah wrote letters to all the chiefs and rulers of India, urging them to organize the Conference of India states to fight entire place the British regime. When it comes to the conclusion, these are the causes of 1857. Not efficient leader, British transport, telegraph participation. Thank you.
I finished my project. Now I project favorable and non-favorable.
My name is M. Kevin. I'm from class 5. Today I'm going to talk about the favorable and non-favorable battalions of British India using Scratch software. There's a teacher and a student in a classroom. The teacher explains the favorable battalions of British India, who are the Sikhs who supported the British and helped them to capture Delhi from Bahadur Shah. Then the teacher explained the non-favorable battalions of British India, who was Mangal Pandey, who opposed the British. Now I'm going to run my program.
Good morning, children. Today we are going to study about the favorable and non-favorable battalions of British India.
Oh, it will be interesting. Please tell us, madam.
Okay, I will tell you.
How are you, officers? We are fine. If it weren't you, we wouldn't have captured Delhi.
Now see, my children. The Sikhs support the British.
Thanks, ma'am.
Now let us see what Mangalapandi did.
Officer, can you tell me the material used in the bullet?
It is made of cow lard. You should load the bullet after biting the tip. Go and load the gun.
Officer, it is against my religion to bite any material made of animal. I will not do this.
Don't argue. It's my order. Go and load the gun.
Ah,
Children, now did you understand that Mangalapandi opposed the British Army?
yes, ma'am.
Now, we have seen in this program who helped the British and who opposed the British. The death of Mangal Pandey shattered the trigger of the revolt in 1857. Thank you. Now, I would like Shaurya to start with the project.
Happy morning everyone, my name is Shaurya and I am going to explain about my project and its name is Gurkha Regiment. So now I am going to explain about my project. So these are the codings and I am going to show conversation about D and Devin. So these were all the coding and sound. So now I'm going to show about my project, how it works. So I'm going to show it.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you tell what is Gurkha regiments?
The regiments of the Gorkhas Rifles, collectively and more popularly known as the Gorkha Brigade. Approximately 45,000 Gurkhas serve in 40-odd battalions spread across 7 Gurkha Rifles regiments and other arms of the Indian Army. The Assam Rifles is the oldest paramilitary force of India. The regiments of the Gorkhas Rifles, collectively and more popularly known as the Gorkha Brigade. Since then, the Assam Rifles have undergone a number of name changes. The Assam Frontier Police, 1883.
Okay, thank you for your valuable information about Gurkha regiments.
Thank you.
So this was my project, and next Manas is going to explain about her project. So thank you and have a nice day.
I'm Manasvi. Today I'm going to show you a shooter game which is a war between India and British Army. Let's start. On the left hand top corner is the score and on right hand top corner is the timer of 40 seconds. First we need to select any one state, then click on start button followed by trigger. Here immediately timer starts. Now if we do not reach 50 points till timer ends up to 40 seconds, we will lose the game. And if we reach 50 points before the timer ends of 40 seconds, then we will win the game. Now let's see how it is. Now we have to continuously do trigger, then only our score will be increased. The score is 50. That means we won. Thank you friends. This is the end of my part. As you have seen ahead that Pritika have done reorganization of Army Post 1857, Kavin have done favorable and non-favorable battalions of British India, Shaurya have done Gurkha regiments. Thank you. Thank you Pritika, Kavin and Shaurya for your wonderful efforts. Thank you friends for watching this. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you.
I'm Rishit from Class 6 of BVM Global Bengaluru. We were given the topic Role of Indian Soldiers from World War I. World War I. World War I, also known as the First World War or the Great War, was a global war that lasted from 28 July 1914 to 11 November 1918. India's role in World War I. The Indian soldiers fought Germany in East Africa and also on the Western Front. More than 13 lakh Indian soldiers served in the World War I fighting for the Britishers.
Hi, I am Samrit from Grade 6 BVM Global Bengaluru. We are provided with the topic Role of Indian Soldiers in World War I. World War I, also known as the First World War or the Great World War, was a global war that lasted from 28th July 1914 to 11th November 1918. The Indian Army fought against the German Empire in East Africa and also on the Western Front. More than 13 lakh Indian soldiers served during World War I, fighting for their Britishers. Our soldiers play a very important role and sacrifice their lives for our welfare. We have to remember their efforts and learn to live in harmony and peace. Thank you.
Our soldiers play an important role and sacrifice their lives for our welfare. We have to remember their efforts and learn to live in harmony and peace.
Hello everyone, I am Kaushik Shivitsa of Class 7 from BVM Global Bengaluru. Our project day topic for this year is Unsung Heroes, Indian Soldiers of the British Army in World War II. The World War II was one of the longest wars fought in human history. It involved several countries across the world. It lasted from 1939 to 1945.
We picked an incident from World War II which says about Indian soldiers' role in the British Army. There was an attack which happened at night and which was named Night Combat by Japan. The soldiers of Allies fought against this night combat and we created a simple illustration of night combat using an app called Fido Code. We coded this in such a way that the soldier is controlled by mobile inclination and he fights against the attack.
Our soldiers play a very important role and sacrifice their lives for our welfare. We have to remember their efforts and learn to live in harmony and peace.
Hello. This project is for supporting the Indian National Army with technology advancement such as robotics. The original idea is to support the Indian Army with technology advancements such as robots and drones. Here, our soldiers can fly drones which are attached with robots to top of the mountain from our side of the terrain. The robot can control the drone to move around the mountain, identify the enemy location and destroy them by releasing the bomb on the location. Due to limited options, I have created a simple project similar to Angry Birds. That is, when you slide your finger, the bomb is released and is accurately hit on the enemies. Thank you.
Project Day theme, Unsung Heroes, Indian Soldiers in World War I and World War II. This app helps you understand the theme thoroughly and has information on general participation, the various memorials constructed in remembrance of these soldiers, and it also tells you about some of the most remembered soldiers from these wars. Some of the key features are the various memorials also come along with maps and markers which gives you the exact location of these memorials. There's no problem if you don't want to read through the entire text because this app reads out the information for you at a comfortable speed. You can also adjust the volume within the app itself. This app has many pictures which helps you understand the topic better.
Unsung Tale using MIT App Inventor regarding this year's Project Day theme, Unsung Heroes, Indian Soldiers in World War I and World War II. First, there is the introduction, which gives general information on how the Indian soldiers participated in World War I, World War II, and it also tells about how the Indian National Army contributed in these wars. Then there is the information on the various memorials constructed around the world for these soldiers. There is the India Gate Memorial located in India, the Chhatri Memorial located in UK, the Zaheranstaf Memorial located in Germany, the Ypres Memorial located in Belgium, and finally the Neuve-Chapelle Memorial located in France. These memorials also have maps to tell you the exact location. Finally, there is information on some of the most remembered soldiers who participated in these wars. There is Indian soldiers in World War I and finally information on Indian soldiers in World War II. Thank you.